pray, like what I want, I just want like Jesus to come floating down and be like, Connor, you are here to do this, this,
Yeah.
this, and this
With
is gonna
special
happen
day.
this week, and this is how you deal with it. Like that's what we all want, but that's just
Yeah.
not how it works. And it's just like it's frustrating, but when I look back at my life, I see all the times that things did work out, and I look at all the rough weeks, the rough months, the rough
Yeah,
years,
exactly.
and I'm like, look at where I went from there. And then I'm like, I'm in that right now. And I just got to accept
Mhm.
that. And I just got to be like, you know what, man?
Yeah.
I'm going to become so much better than where I am
Mhm.
because, like, you can't be healed unless you have wounds, if you think about
Mhm.
it. Like,
Yeah.
you have to identify that you're hurt and you're broken in some way
Mhm.
for like there has to be a noticeable problem and you can't
Yeah.
just like fix your problems without hurting.
Yeah. And I've come to terms with the fact that I have gone through some awful things, and I have really heavy feelings because I can use them to help other people. Um,
Yeah.
so anytime I remember that I'm hurting, I'm like, one day this pain is going to help somebody else. That's what I have to keep remembering. So like anytime, like I've gotten to do a few live streams with other people or like for certain things, and just had a bunch of people from a bunch of different communities, like my friends' parents and my friends from cheer and like people all over the country stuff just popping in to watch my live streams, and they're telling me afterwards like, hey, I really needed that, thank you so much. And that was one thing that I was like, wow, okay, maybe I don't feel so useless during all of this, and I can do
Yeah.
something. And it's really hard because I was working on my EP, and we were just about ready to take it to the studio when all of this happened. Um,
Right. Yeah.
and I'm
Isn't that
like, I don't have a home studio. I don't know how to produce. I can't do that from here.
right?
Um, so it's like that was frustrating getting another setback. And I'm like, I know when this music gets out, it's going to help people, but it's not out yet. And I keep getting frustrated, and I have to sit back and remember.
So I know the feeling. Trust me.
Yeah. I just have to remember
Yeah.
every little delay is for a reason.
Yeah.
And anything could happen in between now and then, like you never know who's going to suddenly become a fan of me and like be interested in what I'm seeing.
Exactly. You're gonna be better off when you end up releasing music. And if I have any advice, I don't know if you were on earlier, but I was talking about EPs.
I
I
was
said
not. I turned my phone on do not disturb because I thought I might actually go to bed
I
sooner
was
than I
saying
did.
I was saying EPs, like don't get caught in the EP land because it can be very it's very safe. Like you're
Yeah.
like, I don't want to really put too much out there. Let me do the 5 songs I just know will be like received
Yeah.
well.
I
So
think I
like
definitely just want to start with an EP. So I don't like I'm not going to drop an album out of nowhere.
right.
But I
Well,
think,
not necessarily an album,
but
but I was
yeah.
talking to Sergio about this. Um I can't really expose what he's doing, but I was kind of telling him like if you're going to make an EP, like EP is what is it, like 5 songs, something like that?
Yeah.
So what if you did 6 or what if you did 7 songs
I'm
and
doing
called it
6. Yeah.
what if you did 7 and called it a project and had an idea and really stuck to a concept for
Hmm.
it, so it was like targeting a specific audience or not even a specific audience,
Yeah.
just like it
That's
was
so
just
funny
we
that you're
really
saying
committed to
this.
something.
Yeah, me and Lizzie actually have this whole thing planned out. I had written a few songs that were like twisted fairy tales, and I was like, I want to like, I don't know, maybe do like a separate EP where I just release all of my fairy tale songs, and then we start talking about it and coming up with more
Yeah.
ideas. And I was like, all right, there's gonna be like at this point, there's gonna be like 9 songs on it. So then I was just like, I'll just refer to it as a project. And I was like, we could put a
Right.
visual with every song. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think when I was younger, I had an idea of what I'd do. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna drop a single and then an EP and then an album. And now I'm just like, I can do whatever I want to do with my music. And I have so many songs right now have that cover so many different topics and so many different feelings that I've had. And
Yeah.
that's why I chose 6 songs to put on the EP that kind of bounce around from different styles, different feelings that I felt, to just
Mm-hmm.
try to put that out so everybody can get an idea. But that's just where I want to start from.
Yeah.
And I mean, every single day I can sit down and write a new song that'll be completely different than the last one. And I've
That's the goal.
recently just found like the freedom to be like, I can do whatever I want. This is, my life.
Yeah.
And like I
A lot
don't
of
really.
artists get caught up in the whole like I need to find my sound thing, when really your sound is just your voice and your life. It's your life and your experiences should come alive in your songs, and that's your sound.
Yeah.
And some people think like, oh, I have to be like for me, I could be like, oh, I'm only gonna rap on like 155 BPM Lucky You instrumentals for the rest of my life. It's like, no, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the 90 BPM, the do or
Yeah.
dies. I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna play violin. I'm gonna have songs that are fully orchestral. Like, and you could say like, oh, he found his sound, but really those are all different sounds, and that's kind of how you realize who you are as an artist. Is you figure out who you are as a person.
Yeah. People keep asking me like how to describe my music and like my genre, and I don't ever really have like a steady answer.
Good.
Because like my music is what is in my heart, what is on my mind when I sit down with my guitar. That's where it comes from. You know, my music is more about the lyrics than it is the sound or the genre that it fits into, because that has
Right.
always been what touched me, and that's how I've dealt with everything I've been through. So I'm like, I can't specifically be like, yeah, I'm a pop artist. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really know. I just know that
You're a dope
I'm writing
artist.
these lyrics. Thank you.
Like that. That's what I'd tell people. Like, yo, what kind of music do you make? I make dope music. Like, I
Like I
make
make
good
dope
music.
music. Usually
Like
my
I
first
don't.
thing is like sad. I write
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
I think it's funny when I talk to like, there's been a lot of artists I went and like saw in concert and met, and they ask me, and I'll be like, yeah, I write sad songs and like dope me all, and I'm just like, I find it funny that I end up gravitating towards people who are very similar to me, but like that's
Yeah.
like music is so healing that sometimes you gotta write sad songs, and I
Yeah.
don't
You
only
have
write
to.
sad songs, but yeah, like
It's a human
gotta,
thing. You gotta have happy songs, sad songs, angry
yeah,
songs.
and you know
That's how I've
sometimes,
realized you grab the listener. It's
yeah,
like you got to make them feel like you're a person, and
mm-hmm.
if you don't do that, then you're just this like perfect human, and people can identify with that. But at the end of the day, it gets old, and people see through it.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
anyone can write a song that doesn't really show struggle. Like you can
Yeah.
sit down and write
Exactly.
a fun song to dance to, and that doesn't really define you as an artist. Like
Yeah.
what's in your heart and you know what you have to say is important. You know, sometimes it's not about making a song that's fun and everyone can dance to. Sometimes it is about
Yeah.
digging deep and pulling out something that people can relate to and you know
Very
feel
true.
something. I mean, that's the purpose of art, is to make somebody feel something, whether
Yeah.
it's good or bad. So,
Mhm. You
and
got
you
it.
know,
Yeah.
when I have good
You'll
days,
go very far. You'll go very far with that mentality.
yeah, when I have good
Yeah.
days, then I write good songs, and sometimes I'll even write songs that start with the idea of being sad, but then have like a happy ending,
Yeah.
because things do get
Happens all
better.
the time.
It's not all gray all the time.
Mhm.
Um, and like my song Puzzle Pieces, that's actually what the EP is going to be called too. But I wrote that when I was 12.
That's cool.
Um, and I was going through a really hard time, but I wrote it originally to myself so I could get through it. So even though I wrote it from a place of darkness, it's become like a really hopeful song for people.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm glad. I'm really glad. Like I didn't expect when I was 12 years old that there'd be so many people who were touched by it. I just wrote it because I was having a hard time and I needed something to get through. Um, and that's I think why it's one of my favorite songs that I've written. And it's like the most basic chord progression ever. Like it's nothing fancy.
Yeah, but that's what hits, man. Like I know you
Yeah,
have. I think I saw the video. I think you sent it to
yeah,
me a while ago, and I looked at it on YouTube. Um, and then I wasn't thinking of the chords. I was just listening to what you were saying, and what you're saying was dope.
yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
what I mean. That's how I started writing songs. Like the
I was
basic
gonna say
chords, like
tell the
said.
people you're at, because it doesn't show the at thing anymore,
Yeah, all
so
right.
they
I
can
will
follow you.
type. Yeah, everything is at Kyler St. Fard. It's KYLERSTPHARD. My YouTube
Fire.
is under that. My SoundCloud is on that right now.
Plug, plug, plug,
Yeah,
plug,
that's my
plug.
name. I thought about like having a stage name, and like
Amazing.
my mom was like, you should have gone by your middle name. So I'd be going by Kyler Simone, but for me, it's not about me. Like I used to want to be like Hannah Montana and have everybody love me. But now
Yeah.
it's just I want it to be about my music, not so much about me being an idol to anybody. I don't want that. I just want to. I'm just going by my real name because I'm a real person, and that's
That's the dope. That's
what
the
I.
best way to do it. Um, But yeah, I'm gonna guess some more people. It was amazing talking to you, and y'all check out her
Yeah,
music,
definitely
check
should.
out her videos. She's got some dope singing stuff, and
Thank you.
yeah, hope you're doing well. Have a good night. All
Hi, and I
right,
hope you have a great rest of your quarantine.
amazing. Thank you so much,
Bye.
Kyler.
Bye.
We got. All right, y'all. I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna get off here. This one's pretty special to me. All right, Tori. What's up,
Hi,
Tori? How you doing?
what's up?
How's it going? Where you calling from?
Atlanta. I haven't seen you.
Atlanta. How long was it? Were you at the last show that we did? Me and the
Yeah,
guys. So that was a fun show.
it was.
Yeah, that was the one. I I always judge my performances at the end of the night when I would do like my raps and stuff.
Yeah.
Atlanta was the night where I felt like I killed it, like the most,
You
like vocally.
should.
Like I felt like I
So
snapped
annoying
that night.
loud. Me and my friends were like so annoyingly loud that night.
That's how it's got to be. That's why we love Atlanta. We need that.
I'm glad y'all love Atlanta.
Yeah, I love Atlanta because I got a bunch of friends out there, and I know a bunch of artists out there,
Oh,
and so I
really?
know the scene's pretty big in hip hop too. So, um, I mean, I was actually planning on going out there before this all started and working on some music out there, but obviously that didn't work out. But we're here now.
Yeah. Well, you definitely should come here soon.
Yeah, I will. I will. What grade are you in?
I'm not in high school anymore.
You're in high school? You're in college?
Yeah.
What year?
I'm about to be in sophomore year.
Word, word. What are you studying?
Journalism.
Journalism, nice. That's pretty cool. So you want to do what specifically, like what would be your goal then?
I mean, I'm still kind of trying to like think about it, but I'm thinking like something probably like in the entertainment industry.
Would you want to do interviews or would you want to write stuff?
To do interviews. I'm
Interviews?
I really, I mean, I used to love to like read and write, but I'm not really into that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's dope that you want to. I've never heard anyone like I've met a couple people who are journalists and I think it's really a really cool art form because you're able to help people connect with people um who I don't know like fans and just people in general want to know so much about what goes into
Yeah,
artists heads and your athletes or whoever and if you're going into that field like you could potentially be a really big
yeah.
voice
I'm like
and
do that anyway, so I'm like I might as well do that as a career.
yeah and I personally love when I meet a good journalist and they ask me some like amazing questions like
Yeah,
it's so much better than when someone if you're like I've done so many interviews where they're like they just ask you the same things over and over and over like so do
and
we
it's
have any
like
music coming out soon and I'm like
at the answer.
yeah and it's like you go down you have like a list of memorized answers and then every once in a while you get someone who asks you something really personal and like treats you like a human instead
Yeah,
of oh can we get this headline and can we get him talking about this artist or whoever
yeah,
yeah
yeah. I'm so tired of that because I say the same thing. Like I watch so many interviews. They always ask the same question. Like they always want to know whether you have a girlfriend,
yeah
have a, like a crush on somebody new, or it's always like personal questions. And I'm like, nobody wants to answer that, especially if you're like an artist and you just put out a project. I'm like, they're trying to be asked about their project. They want to be asked about
yeah
music, not whether they have a girlfriend or not.
so, yeah that's true do you have any favorite interviewers or just personalities that you look up to
Not necessarily, but I like a lot of the BuzzFeed interviewers.
BuzzFeed's cool I like Sway is a big one for me. Sway in the morning.
The way is dope.
Sway's really good. Trying to think of who else. There's a lot. Oh, do you know Nardwar?
I don't.
You might have seen if you're on TikTok, he has some stuff that's going viral, like the ASAP Rocky video where he's like welcome to Vancouver, British Columbia, and your name, and he's like Ace. He's like, I forget what it was. He was like, yes sir, yes sir. I'll be that pretty motherfucker, man. And he said something like that.
I need to go check him out.
Yeah, you got to check out Nardwar. He's the best. He's the best. But yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love to. Eventually, if you got your own show, hit me up. Let's do an interview. I'm down. If you got a question now, you could low key start your career right now.
I don't. Let me see. Do you think like when you make it big, you ever get tired of the fame? Like you know how some celebrities are like they seem to get like tired of just like having to be like that person that everybody looks up to and like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, you just have all that
You know
pressure.
what? That's a great question, and it's I think a lot of it has to do with what you're known for. I think for me, my goal is to be an inspiration to a lot of people, and I just want to wear my heart on my sleeve. I want to wear my emotions in my music, and I want to connect with people, and I want to bring people together. And so if I'm known globally for something like that, and if I become famous for doing that, because I'm just going to continue to do that, and if eventually I become famous for it, it's like, well, this is why God put me here. This is why I'm here, is to spread a message. It's to help people. And if I can't go to the grocery store without somebody looking at me and being like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
this guy said something that changed my life. Like I asked for it. I wanted it. I'm sitting here right now stressing because I don't have it yet. And one day I'm gonna have it, and I just pray that I'm gonna be grateful and I'm gonna be able to really
Yeah.
appreciate it. And of course, like it's gonna suck, like I wouldn't say suck, but it's gonna be hard, you know,
It's
going to see
definitely
friends and
different.
being and just having eyeballs on you at all times. Like you can't really be a person too much because you're this guy to everybody. But at the end of the day, if you signed up for it, if this is what you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
then but I do understand people who like if they go viral for having like if you're like the catch me outside girl, like I bet that would be really hard to go outside and everywhere you go, people just know
But
you for that thing.
that's good to know.
She glowed up though.
Yeah.
She turned it on their head and she made double XL and like started doing all this crazy stuff. So but yeah.
Would you like venture out into anything else, like acting or?
Mm-hmm. I want to do it all. I don't want to be just restricted to music. I think music is like the base foundation of it. It was poor connection for a second. Did y'all hear what I said?
Yeah.
What did I say last? I feel like I might have cut out.
I heard,
Wait, say it again.
I heard
Yeah, yeah. Oh snap! I think. Can y'all hear me?
somebody Minecraft megapixels.
Oh, it's funny. And I lost 30 viewers, so that's probably probably poor connection. Dang. Working?
Yeah, it's
Let's
working.
go. Let's go. All right. Well, that was an amazing question. I don't know if y'all heard my whole answer, but
And
yes, I want to do a bunch of things. I want to do TV. I want to do movies. I want to score films. I want to do something with basketball. I want to do charity, school, all that stuff. So yeah,
that's dope.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been on this live for a little too long. So I'm
I
a
know a night out club. It's like 5:30. What is
yeah, it's
5:30?
5:30 right now. That's bad. But you asked me some pretty great questions, so definitely keep doing that. I believe in you. I think you got a real future in this. So yeah, hopefully our paths cross again and you're interviewing me on your own show one day. That'd be sweet.
Cute.
So yeah, everyone say what's up to Tori. Go follow her. Go keep in touch with her journey. And yeah,
I'll follow back, by the way.
bet. All right. Well, it was nice talking to you. Have a good night. All right.
You too.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
She was sweet. All right, y'all. It's been real. I love you all so much, and I'm gonna do this more often. I really enjoyed that. So I'm gonna save this one to IGTV. If you're a fan of me, I'm just gonna put all my lives there from now on, and they're just gonna live there in secret because I don't want to post them on my feed. Like that's so whack and oversaturating and like weird. So yeah, love you guys so much. Peace.